good.
Long time no talk.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been quite a while.
How
How
long
you
has
guys
it been?
been?
Like a
I'm
I
month.
guess it's been, what? Yeah, a month, I guess.
I missed you guys.
Oh,
I
that's so
missed you
sweet.
too. We have a lot to talk about, though, as a result. I mean, I'm looking at this topic list, and I don't know how in the world we're going to get it all done today. So hopefully everybody's ready to be strapped in for a jam-packed hour.
Yeah, we definitely have to cover a lot of stuff over the past pretty much a month.
Yeah. Let's get started then. Let's not wait
Let's do
to
it.
anything. Let's just get into it. I think that's the best way to do it, right?
Let's just roll in. All right, let's talk about the big news of TwitchCon first announcement. Mine actually second announcement now. So it's the call for content and the first 12 featured broadcasters. So like last year, Twitch is doing a call for content. So if you have any panel submissions or ideas that you want to see, you can submit them. And then they also listed off the first 12 guests, which are Summit, Trick, Firefox, Hafu, Phantom Lord, Swifter, Tim the Tapman, Trihex, Nightblue, Jericho, Mighty Mouse, and Bote. Do you guys plan on having any panels there?
I'm not. Are you, Mob? I know you guy. You know, when you worked in your last company, you kind of had. Are you gonna do anything? Do you know if you're gonna do anything this time?
Yeah, so I don't know what all is going to actually wind up shaking down, but I've been asked to be part of several, and then I have two that I really want to push for myself. So it could be a few, actually. I plan on talking about the gender study and some things that we're baking up, getting ready for release at TwitchCon, stuff that won't have been seen prior to that. And so that's going to be interesting. And then also maybe some other related projects as well. But yeah, I don't know how much I can talk about too yet, and definitely nothing's been approved yet. But you might see me in a few at TwitchCon.
Nice.
Yeah, I know Wheat was saying that they got like a ridiculous amount of responses.
Doesn't surprise me. I mean, last year was kind of. Was it the same thing? I think it was the same thing last year. We had a lot of people doing submissions. I know some streamers did like more than one submission, but they only got like one or two tops sometimes. So, and I know there's a lot of people that want to get in on it. You know, do you know if is the venue bigger this year or than last year? Because
I mean, since it's 3 days, I'm going to assume that they're going to spread it out more.
Oh.
I just know last year it was more like on top of each other. It kind of sucked because I missed a few good panels that I would like to see. But as far as the venue goes, I want to say that the San Diego Convention Center is bigger than Moscone. Not 100% sure, but I would assume that it is.
okay, that's cool.
It's definitely big enough to handle whatever Twitch would throw at it, because they hold the big Comic-Con in that convention center, right? I mean, that's 100,000 people. So
Yeah.
the 10,000 or whatever that's expected for this, and I'm sure it'll be a lot more than that, but there's no way that we're touching that kind of scale. I think we'll be fine as far as capacity goes.
Yeah, I'm still not sure
I'm
if I'm
excited.
gonna. I'm still not sure if I'm gonna go even. That's the thing. And
What?
I've been
Dude, you
thinking.
gotta go.
I mean,
I've been thinking about it, right? Since last time we
you
talked.
you need to go. This is your life now, right? You're full-time
Yeah.
Twitch, so this
Yeah,
is like
exactly.
your convention, I would think.
Yeah, and I've been thinking about it, and I've been thinking about, yeah, I probably should go for that reason, right? And what is kind of stopping me from just pulling the trigger on it is the fact that I actually don't know what I can get out of it. I didn't really get anything out of it last time except just having fun, because everything I listened to kind of was things I already knew. So for me, it wasn't a
But
waste
the
of time.
networking strength of the event's got to be one of the strongest things for you, right? Potential clients, meeting with current clients. I mean, that's got to be the strongest thing for you, I would imagine.
Not really, actually. I mean, last year I wasn't as known as I am now. I have a lot more readers, a lot more listeners than I had before. So maybe that'd be interesting. But I am so out there doing marketing anyway on social media and on my blog and doing content marketing, all this type of stuff, that I get clients as it is, and I get too many clients as it is. So going to Twitch, gonna say I even get
Well,
more.
but if you did come, we could have like a StreamerSpace episode in real life. That might be nice.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know about
that would be something I would consider, right? But I mean, at the core of it, right now, I don't see the value in it if it's going to be the same information that I always get, and if the networking is something I can do online anyway, then what really is there for me who has to travel that far to get there? That's the only issue that I have with it, which isn't really a big issue.
I mean, I just feel like everything's still so new, like in the industry. So going to the second TwitchCon is like kind of like a big deal, because like last year it was the first one, so it's like no one really knew what to expect. But now you kind of have a level of precedence being set, so this one should be like blow the first one out the water, in my opinion. So you kind of gotta go.
Yeah, and I have to agree. I have to agree with that. I mean, it was fun, and I would probably go just because it's fun to go, but that would be the only reason I would go. I wouldn't go because of networking, and I wouldn't go because the information. Sadly.
I guess. I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna be there. There's no way that they could keep me from going. So
Yeah.
if you're
I'll be
there,
too. Me and Bob will have lunch together, and we'll send you pictures of the food we're eating.
Yeah, we'll do selfies. All right. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to TwitchCon, but East is, I guess, first. So I mean, the path to East is a lot shorter. I'm not doing any panels for East, and I mean, I have some plans for East, but can't talk about them just yet. But there's that's going to be fun too, and you're going to be there, right, Chris? And who else from your team is going to be there?
Everyone's going to be there. Me, Freakish, Kitten. Yeah, I can't wait for East, man. I need this, friend fun time with everybody. I think I'm excited for it. I've never been to a
friendship
PAX either, so it should be interesting. I'm interested to see what type of content we can get compared to only going to TwitchCon before. So we'll see.
Do you have any panels that you're really hoping to see or anything, Chris, or just networking?
At PAX East.
At East, yeah.
I haven't really looked too much at the panels, but I'm sure there'll be a few. I know there was a few at South that looked pretty good. But I'm more excited to just go and meet and hang out with everybody.
See, for me, PAX East would probably be a better choice because it's closer. I think it's just like 6 hours, some of that flight from where I'm at. So flight-wise, that would be nicer to do. Actually, I kind of missed it in a way because I didn't think about it. Probably should have thought about it though. So that would be kind of cool.
I mean, I think we have an extra bed, dude. So if you want to take that flight, got you.
I don't have an extra bed, actually. I'm bringing my wife, so sorry, you're not invited. So yeah, my wife is coming for the first time. I guess that's news.
That's cool.
First, and I don't know if it'll be the last or not, but since she is pregnant, then trying to get some of these trips done now because we might not be sleeping or going too many places for a while afterwards. So
congrats on that, by the way.
Thank you very much. So anyways, that's the conventions that are upcoming, and it's going to be exciting to see everybody again. Just seeing everybody, it's just a lot of fun for me. But what else do we have to talk about here?
Let's just run through the Food Channel Marathon with Julia Child real quick. What were your thoughts? Did you like it? Did you watch it? What did you think of the turnout?
So it wasn't as high of a turnout as the Bob Ross. And first of all, why do we think that is? Do we think that maybe it wasn't as novel? Or what are you guys' thoughts?
I had no idea who that was. I knew who Bob Ross is. And I think that's kind of the appeal. People all over the world kind of knew Bob Ross just from the internet. Always been a thing. And the difference is that I think a lot of people actually had no idea who Julia Child is. I think that's it. And I think that's really just it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like just I knew of Julia Child, but I just feel like art has a way more diverse, I guess, could bring communities together more rather than cooking. Plus, it was in black and white. I don't know. I'm used to 1080p HD, so when I watch anything in standard definition or black and white, my eyes just get all weird. And that's just being spoiled of watching everything in HD.
Interesting. I mean, I think it was a very interesting attempt to make something, to kind of try to create something like the Barbara situation again. And I don't think that Twitch should look at it like a failure, because it isn't. I think it's a success in itself. The fact that, I mean, you kind of want to promote certain things, and I think it's a great way to promote things. For instance, the Bob Ross thing kind of made a whole creative thing, kind of gave it more life. And the same thing, I'm seeing a lot more food shows on Twitch all of a sudden, which is really cool to see. And I'm assuming it's kind of based around the fact that we now have this content, and I think it's something that Twitch could use more often to create something like a buzz around a new category, or a category that isn't getting enough love at the moment, to kind of have that, direct eyes towards, that space. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I don't think it was a failure at all. I think it was a launch of a new type of focus, and I think that it succeeded for that. And I think that Food Channel is still ongoing and still averages over 1,000 viewers, and it's a thing. It's on the map. Cooking shows are here to stay. And
Pineapple's made a good point in chat. He said Twitch also plays shows from other TV chefs, so I wonder how much of the rights to those shows Twitch owns / license. I'm going to assume it's licensing from that, but I mean, they definitely started another cooking marathon after the Julia Child that had certain shows on there as well.
Yeah, it's nonstop 24/7 live cooking shows, and they've announced what some of those are. I think they have the next, 5 or 6 still that they haven't done yet, and they're getting their licensing. Well, I don't know. They talk about that on their blog, though. I don't know who the company that the licensing is from, but it might all be the same company. I'm not sure.
One thing I thought was cool was the post page that they had on their channel that was new, that no one's ever seen before.
Yeah, so I can't really talk about that, but it's clearly on the page. That's all I can say.
Now, that's like its own post from Twitch? Because it wasn't from Twitter.
Maybe can't talk about it.
I mean, we could assume, though. Like, we can guess, I'm not looking for,
guess,
Mob Lord to, give us secrets,
No, let's guess. You and me who don't have a relation with Twitch, in the same way. Let's guess. I mean, it would be cool to have that. I think a lot of things you can do in panels that isn't done right now. Something like a schedule type thing that would be easily updated. The post thing is great. You're having those type of dynamic updates. Anything dynamic would be cool. I mean, there's tons of things that could be done in the panels that isn't done right now. I think panels in general could be done better by streamers. I think right now we see it's so focused on the streamer himself. The first panel we see is often the about me, which is kind of like, I mean, that's not really why I'm always there. Sometimes I'm just there for community, and specifically when some streamers say like, I'm doing this for the community, I want to have a fun community, and then the very first thing you see is the about me section. It's like, that's not really what I was promised here. So it's kind of had to disconnect, because some people are just the about me thing. The whole stream is just about them. Some cases the stream is about the community, and you need to kind of figure out like, how should I structure my panels the right way for my community and for my stream. And I don't think a lot of other streamers are doing that just yet. I think it will become a bigger thing as we move forward in Twitch. In general, I don't think panels is used that effectively just yet, but I think they will be.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was cool. You could hit the little smiley face to like it and everything like that. Whatever they're doing, maybe they'll roll it out soon for everybody, but I thought it was a nice added feature they kind of silently just dropped with the food channel, so that was cool.
Yeah, I can't really talk about that too much, but I have noticed in the past that some of the newest features are in the creative section first, with some of the things that they want to do. Maybe, it's good to see what Twitch is at least thinking about. But as far as anything official, if I said anything, it would just be my guesses, because I really don't know anything.
Yeah, let's just switch it up then. I don't want you to spill the beans on something. Yeah.
I don't have any beans to spill.
Who's been using chat replay to watch VODs?
Oh, all the fucking time. Oh, sorry.
Dude,
all the time.
right? Like, I feel like I watch way more VODs now than I ever had
Whoa.
before.
Yeah, I mean,
We have children watching this show. No, I don't know if we do or not.
but for me, it's great because I before I get a lot of client emails, and many of the times they are not online or they're not streaming when I watch this stuff. Before Twitch replay, I had no idea what they were responding to, if there were even someone in chat, etc. But now I can just jump in, check like how do they interact with chat. It gives so much more insight into the community than before.
Yep. I love it. I watch it all the time. I've actually noticed that broadcasters' VOD numbers have gone up as a result because of chat replay.
Yeah, I've seen that too, and I think that's really cool, and I think it's really nice for streamers to again to be able to show off the community, because you couldn't really see that before without having like a chat overlay, and that was kind of the thing before. You kind of needed to have the chat overlay so everyone could see what was going on, and now there's no need for it, which is even better. Right? The less things on screen, the better. And I think we talked about this before sometime as well. So, but yeah, I like it. I think it's cool.
Mob, do you like it?
Well, yeah, I do like it. Yeah, and I think the VOD chat replay feature is one of the best things that's been released lately, and one of the things that I hope that it does away with, because it's a personal pet peeve of mine, which maybe other people disagree with me, and that's fine. But I don't think that you need to take the space on the screen anymore for the chat. I think we might have talked about this one other time.
Yeah,
anyways. Yeah, I'm glad for this, because maybe it can get rid of that.
And I've always seen it. I've always seen it happen. People contact me to say, "Oh, I don't need chat
There's
anymore."
still, I guess, YouTube. There's still YouTube that people are concerned about, and then there's still people
Okay.
who say, "Well, I'm on a mobile device."
Hold on. Let's talk about that. I hate the fact
Yeah,
that people
I'm fine
export to
talking
YouTube.
about that.
I hate the fact that people export to YouTube directly from Twitch. I hate that. It's the worst thing in the world. I don't think it should be a thing. It's bad.
Well, explain why it's bad.
It's bad because that's not what YouTube is about. YouTube isn't about 2 to 3 hour long clips. That's not what you want on YouTube. The maximum time you sit on YouTube when you're just experiencing something for the first time, maybe 2, maybe 3 minutes. 3 minutes, and I'm generous, right? That's when you discover something. Okay, there's a fine line. You can say like, oh, but I like this, so I watch more. Yes, because you like the person. Then you're invested in them. But if you want to be discovered on YouTube, if you want to use it as a marketing tool, well, having a 3-hour block type of thing is not going to help you at all. It's just going to show that you don't really care. You don't care about YouTube. If all you do is export directly from Twitch to YouTube, you don't care. That's what you're telling me, at least. That's my opinion.
I'm of the agreement with you, and then also maybe with Carell. I don't think that there is raw. I don't think that raw video from Twitch to YouTube works. I don't think it carries across. I totally agree that you do that, and it's people will know it's clear that it's not meant for YouTube. That it was aired on Twitch first. They're reacting to donation messages and subscriber messages and everything else that they can't see because it happens somewhere else. So the chat doesn't make that big of a difference. In my opinion, the things that should be on YouTube are edited versions of the Twitch broadcasts or original programming made for YouTube.
Yes.
So I think that other things can still be done, but they're going to be pretty low impact as far as getting additional viewers to your channel or creating an alternate source of revenue or anything. I think you'll find that if you put low effort into it, you'll get low reward back.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you put in average time into something, average work into something, you're gonna get average result. That's just common sense. So yeah, true.
Matt Touched Me from chat said it's lazy is what it is. 0 editing goes into it. Interesting username, by the way.
Yeah,
I guess yeah, it comes across as lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. First of all, I love that username. And after a second, I just thought you said Matt touched me. Like, okay, I was like, that's not really something we should talk about.
No, that's like his name, man. He's
yeah,
like,
no.
yeah. I mean, that's cool, dude. I hope it's not Matt, like the freakish Matt. Anyways, next topic. Twitch changed their blog over to Medium, which makes it an easier reading experience. I go on their blog maybe like once a day to see if anything new was updated. But I don't know. I like their old layout better. I feel like it was, I don't know, just better than Medium.
I like Medium.
Medium's cool, but I just feel like it's very generic looking.
Yeah, but you don't need, there's no, it's just information, and I think it's presented well on Medium information, and it's all nice because I can kind of get notifications when directly from Medium because I'm signed up, so I already subscribe to different blogs there, so I think that's good. I like that. Like that about it. And I mean, I wouldn't move my own blog there because I want to have more control. So, but I think that this interesting aspect for streamers as well to use either their own blog or use Medium as well to get their voice out there. I mean, it's difficult to search for a stream. It's easier to find you on Google when you have content out there that is in text, because that's kind of what Google does best. They kind of look at text, they look at not look at images, but they kind of look at the tags and images as well nowadays, I guess. But not video. They have no idea how to track video, except it's the description or tags, that type of stuff. So if you want to be discovered on Google, I mean, you better have writing somewhere.
I know the reaction that some people had was, I believe it was WordPress before. I think it was because I was getting notifications. I think maybe it was WordPress before. Anyways, some people reacted and said, well, maybe they should have tweaked up their WordPress if they were looking for more mobile readiness and whatever, not switched platforms entirely, because we know that WordPress can do it. Yeah. A lot of other large sites use WordPress, so why couldn't they just tweak what they had? Why did they feel the need to switch? And I don't know. But I do think it's fine now. But you're right that it's a step forward in some ways and a step backward in a couple other ways. Overall, though, I think I like how much more active that they've been seemingly on the blog. As of late, seems like there's more items posted now than there used to be, so I think that's good.
I think you just had like a 3-week block where there was just like so many things happened.
Yeah, there was a bunch of events in 1 week. Holy smokes. There was just non-stop events. Everything happened all in 1 week.
I think people should subscribe to their blog. I think it's a really good source for all types of information when it comes to Twitch. So everyone should go there. Not right now, but after the show, should go there and read stuff.
So moving forward, what we got next? So yeah, there was the Twitch education portal. There was a new partner revenue dashboard guide that Shannon wrote. So if you're a Twitch partner or want to become a Twitch partner or have any questions about it, you can go on there, and it kind of breaks down the entire new area of the revenue. Mob, do you work with some streamers that are partnered that use this guide? I haven't seen it yet. I don't know if you have.
Yeah. I don't know about this guide specifically, but I do know that it's been nice with the extra explanations and the extra information that's available. I know that that's been really necessary and needed by a lot of partners, so I think it's been great. So far I heard nothing but positives. There was a little weird glitch right after it launched where it showed you an inaccurate number of subscribers, and that was kind of funny to everybody. How many subscribers. Yeah, but it's all smoothed out now. It should be working fine. Everybody seems to love it.
Yeah, I mean,
they're doing a really good job with that education portal.
Yeah, I must say. I mean, I I was skeptic in the beginning. I thought it wasn't gonna be that good. I heard a lot of things that was what it was going to be, and I didn't like the direction it was going. But the direction it have gone in is, to me, pretty freaking amazing. I think it again. I think it's a great resource to go to, and sometimes I go there just to like not piggyback, but kind of. Oh, actually, yeah, we call it piggybacking. I kind of look at the topic and kind of either expand on it or have my own view on it. Like recently, I wrote an article. Actually, recently, I think like a couple of weeks ago, I wrote an article that was based around what to do when it comes to harassment and trolls, etc. I have my own spin on it because I have similar ideas, but also like kind of think that sometimes when someone is kind of upset about your stuff, there's a reason behind it. You can kind of get good information out of it anyway. I mean, it's not all the time. It's not like that all the time, but sometimes there is something behind that type of behavior as well that can be beneficial for your stream. So I kind of wanted to put it out there. So
I hear you.
but yeah,
I like it, dude. It's dope.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I like it. I like it a lot, and I want to see more and more things pop up there. That's another good place. There are so many good resources these days for streamers, and I kind of start feeling that
dude,
there might
growing,
be
man.
too many resources at some point. That might be an issue, and
I don't know if there'd be too many. I think it'll be just like finding the correct one to use that has the right knowledge, you know?
Yeah.
Because there could be like some people who make guides, and it's kind of like, well, like you're kind of right, but you're also really wrong. So I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand.
That's true, and I think one of the places that I think a lot of people go to get information is r/Twitch, and again, it can be a great resource, but it's so people there don't really know that much about things most of the time, so you get this kind of some really weird comments sometimes about how you do networking and how you do marketing, and sometimes you get an opposite point of view, which is you know, it's like that with all kind of all Reddit things you kind of get two different opinions because there's so many different people, but again, it can be really confusing because you get so many voices at once coming at you from so many different directions. So I would tell people to be careful when looking at certain things. Like if they don't have a track record at all, I mean, maybe don't go like you maybe don't maybe no. I mean, say things. I think that saying things is better than saying nothing. You got to start somewhere. But you, as someone who's reading it, just think about like, okay, who is this person? What have I done before? Have they been right about things? Like, what history do they have? All that type of stuff. Just be critical about specific things. Be critical.
Yeah, you talked about our Twitch before. They did like a survey with the community on like chat moderation for like moderators and like channel owners, and it got like good turnout. I think like close to 300 plus people were able to talk about it. Let me pull up the link real quick. Heap, I believe, is the Twitch admin mob. Is that correct?
Not a Twitch admin, no.
Or
just
sorry,
a
moderator
subreddit.
Twitch.
Subreddit moderator, yeah.
Let me bring it up.
That was a great survey. I'm really glad they did that. I don't think that it necessarily means that those features are coming, but I do think it's important to centralize and hear from the community about what's the most important items to create kind of a priority list for some things. And I think that a lot of people just said, oh my God, if you guys did anything, you know, I would love these features. Please give us all of them. But I don't think we're going to get all of them, especially not all at once. But seeing what they're thinking is really interesting.
It's just funny because like when people do the highlight contest or like the creative, like the voting is like close to like 40 or 50, and this one had 461 responses. So hopefully more people will be active in the highlight contest and creative contest if they were active in this type of community research.
True.
Yeah, they had great feedback. So props to the Reddit community, and props to you, Chris, for posting it. And I think it went really well.
Yeah, that was cool. Last topic, or second to last topic, for Twitch. You can subscribe on Android mobile now. which is pretty cool. I don't know why they always leave iOS out last, but when you subscribe, like a bunch of emotes, just like
I've done app development, so if you really want to know, it's because it's so much easier to work with Android. The tools are more open, the process is simpler. You don't need as much authorization from Apple. It's just everything about it is easier to develop for. So I totally understand that Android would get features first. I'm not trying to be a fanboy. I'm just, in my past experience, that's how it was. Maybe it's gotten better recently. I don't know.
The iPads, like certain iPads and iPhones, they have, well, no, actually just iPads. They have the pop-out player, and like I have the 6S Plus, and I don't even have that. It's like, come on, like I thought I would get it since I have the 6S Plus, but it doesn't work on there. It's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm missing.
It only works on iPad.
Certain versions of the iPad, yes.
I mean, I think that this is kind of. I mean, I think it's a long time coming for this stuff. Anything mobile. Again, I think we talked about this before as well. How now I think the viewership is like 45% mobile on Twitch for last year. And it's only growing, and it's only going to be growing the more people that come to Twitch. So having more and more things being mobile friendly have to become a thing, not just for subscribing, but for notifications, for visuals on the stream, for chat, for every type of tool out there have to be mobile friendly. Every type of interaction thing should be mobile friendly. I mean, people should be thinking mobile first. That's the point here. Like, mobile first is such a huge thing right now. I mean, my phone is at an arm's distance right now, and I would say everyone who's watching right now, their phone is probably, really freaking close, and you even kind of sleep with it. It's never far away from you, almost never.
Don't judge. Don't judge our lifestyles.
So I mean, yeah, mobile first. People need to start thinking about. Specifically designers who kind of do overlays and stuff like that, you need to start thinking right now about how am I gonna go mobile first and do it now, because if you do it right now, you're kind of already behind. You should already be thinking about how to do mobile friendly stuff.
Totally agree. And Twitch is making the right steps to continue to make the mobile app a little bit friendlier. With their blog too, so the combination.
Yeah, I watch Twitch a lot on mobile.
Yeah, once it goes HTML5, we'll be in pretty good shape.
Let's see.
What's next?
PJ Salton contestants. If you're going to PAX East, make sure you submit a application. The last time I checked, it was still open. So if you want to be considered for it, I will paste the link in chat, and you can sign up and possibly be in the PJ Salton tournament, which was fun to watch last year live at TwitchCon.
Yeah, I actually did read this article. Like, what does it mean even? Like can anyone?
What does PJ Salton do for you?
No, yeah, let's start there. What can it do for you?
I mean, I think it's just like it's a fun event to be a part of. You go against, I would say, mid-tier to larger-tier broadcasters, and you get an awesome Salt trophy. So, I mean, I think that's just within itself.
So anyone's a streamer can submit their. So there's
certain guidelines you have to follow.
Okay.
They're all listed out in bullet points. So the first one, your video, huh?
Could you mention some?
Yeah, I was going to read them right now. Your video should no longer be 2 minutes in length. Be creative. Show us your special salty self. Be sure to finish the phrase, I deserve to compete in PJ Salton because. You have to be available at PAX East and at the finals if you advance at TwitchCon, and you must be a broadcaster in good standing on Twitch.
Okay. Well, that counts me out. No.
I don't know. You broadcasted once.
Yeah, I'd have to broadcast first. So what I would compare this to is if you're familiar with the PAX circuit, you're familiar with the PAX Omegathon process that happens at the PAXs where they have competition throughout?
No.
Anyways, there's maybe a comparison, like the Twitch version of the Omegathon competitions. But well, that's a really interesting question for the wing guy. Thank you.
All right, so let's talk about something that happened last Monday. Nate Shot returned to Twitch, and he got like 75K viewers, and it was pretty crazy. What did you guys think of his return?
I mean, wow.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I mean, what a welcome back. Honestly, the guy seems to be really nice. I mean, I've been kind of following him off and on. He took a contract to go to MLG. I'm sure he was paid well, but I don't know any specifics. And he did well for their service. He brought in a lot of viewers for them. And that's among a platform that doesn't typically have that many viewers for an individual person streaming, sometimes for events. And but he always talked about how he regretted it. He regretted leaving because, and this was kind of his quote, that he had to watch the decline of Call of Duty as a whole on the Twitch platform, and he felt bad because he felt like if he could have stayed, that he would have been able to make a difference and help build the community on Twitch. And he kind of kicks himself a little bit for leaving, and came back, I think, as soon as his contract was up over there. He's still somehow partnered with MLG, but he's able to stream on Twitch now, which is great, because it does raise the profile quite a bit, because he's considered one of the top competitive Call of Duty players in the world, even though he's now retired. I believe of October of last year he retired from the competitive scene. But now, with being on Twitch and having such a large comeback story and viewership, maybe is going to rise for an entire category of gamers on Twitch. Maybe the entire Call of Duty community will be bumped significantly based on one big star player coming back like this. So it's really interesting to watch from like a far off view.
He broke the sub train for most consecutive. It was like 2101 or I believe or something like that, and he got well over that. But one thing that I thought was kind of odd, which Freaker said in chat, he had no panels. His alerts were default, and his overlay was just kind of like eh. Like I think what he did in his comeback was awesome. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like if you're gonna return to Twitch, like I kind of want to see, like not the research, but kind of like that you put more into the return instead of just like being at Red Bull Studios.
Yeah. It shows you too, though, that maybe some of these people are overdoing it on overlays and alerts and things of that nature. I mean, if somebody can come in, roll in with that many subscribers and viewers without any of those things, maybe some people overdo them, and maybe a more minimal approach isn't that bad sometimes. It's just, I guess, an alternate viewpoint if you wanted to
I just feel like that. Like people tailor their they're like alerts or overlays to kind of like fit their personality, if that makes sense. And just having something generic and kind of just like bland to me was like, I don't know. I like seeing cool overlays. And
it felt quick. It felt a little bit. Yeah. It felt a little bit rushed, and I'm sure that'll get taken care of by his management company or something of that nature probably very soon.
Yeah, and I think it also kind of speaks to the fact that some people actually just have built communities and followings in other places than Twitch, and there is more ways to become partner on Twitch than just growing on Twitch. Like if you have a following somewhere else, then tell people about that. Tell Twitch about that when you submit your partnership submission, because the fact that you have a following, be it anywhere else, is what kind of Twitch wants you to have. They want you to bring that audience over, right? I like to think so, at least.
I mean, he killed it though, man. Like 85K peak, I believe it was, and even now he's averaging 8 to 10K views, still getting subs. He doesn't quite have like a schedule, so to say, but I mean, like besides the overlay panels thing, he had the resources for it, and it would have been cool to see it. Yeah, something a little more than generic, but I mean, he still killed it. Like at the end of the day, when it comes down to it.
True.
I'm glad he's back.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people thumb their noses at Call of Duty. I know a lot of people think it's childish, and they have all kinds of words to say about the Call of Duty community. But I believe he'll be a good representative of the community, and I hope he will be, and I hope it does well for him and for that entire category of gamers.
I agree. All right, so Moblord, you were in a trailer for Twitch the movie.
Yes, there's going to be a movie, Twitch the movie. Sounds awful
I'm gonna
official.
post the link to the trailer in chat so everyone can see you
Okay.
talk in the trailer.
Oh, that'd be good.
Oh.
Yeah, that's helpful.
So, how did you get approached for this? Like, what? Like, I've known about it for a little bit. I know it started at TwitchCon back last year. It was cool to see like the trailer of all the hard work that she's been putting together.
Yeah.
What was it like for? What was the process of them hitting you up? Like, how did that come about?
So she's a friend of mine, and yeah, I've been friends with Mac for a couple of years now. I'm playing the trailer now, but I better not show it on the channel.
So I mean, I actually don't know much about this at all.
So it's her student project is kind of
Okay.
why she started this, and she's been working on this idea for a couple of years now. Really, she's been approaching various people. She's been recording things. My segment was actually recorded twice. I was recorded once at TwitchCon, and the audio didn't come through right in the recording, so I recorded again just over VoIP. And she had a list of questions for me. I think there'll probably be the same list of questions that everybody else had. And I appreciated the time that she took, the depth that she went to on it. Hopefully she's got some helpers. I think she does, as far as getting it edited and sourced and put together and released. I think it'll be played on Twitch and probably viewable on
really?
Twitch. But yeah, and I think it's going to run first live on Twitch.
That's cool.
I don't know what channel or time or anything like that. So, but just from what I've heard, and then it'll be probably available on YouTube as well after. She's wanting to make it free and open for all. It was.
How long is it going to be?
I'm not sure.
Like 45 minutes? Like,
I don't know yet. I don't know if she knows yet.
It's kind of the way of doing editing, right? Because I come from, my background is in editing. My background is in special effects as well, and I know how long it takes to make a documentary. I know how long it takes to make a short film, even all from pre-planning to the editing room and everything in between that. It's crazy, and you kind of, when you start doing it, kind of think like, oh, I can do this on my own. You can't. It's really difficult to pull something like this together, and so it's, even if it's just a 20-minute, 30-minute thing, that would be impressive to me, at least, to kind of know the whole process behind it. And
I've done a bit of editing as well, and I think one of my rules of thumb was that you're going to probably spend on average at least 1 hour of time per 1 minute of project. So when you think of it that way, it's probably going to be a lot of time. A lot of it is just like collecting and tagging and trimming and all that fun stuff.
I mean,
categorizing.
What I think streamers and can take away from this is the fact that you also go out and do things. You don't have to wait for someone to tell you to do something. Just go out, do it, and see what happens. Like, I'm sure she knew people already, but I mean, you can get to know people as well. Everyone out there. I mean, it's not like a mystical thing or magical thing that just kind of happened. She went out there. She knew some people. She did it. She just pushed it through, and I think that a lot of streamers should be out there just doing more things than just sitting there 8 hours stretches in front of the computer streaming. I mean, there's so many other things you can do, especially when you're trying to make a name for yourself. Like, the more content you have out there, the better. Like, pull in 2 extra hours, 5 extra hours, just go insane with it. Just pull everything you got into it, and I promise you that what you put in, you will get out of it. And yeah, it's a simple equation when you think about it.
Yeah. And honestly, she got some big names like Man vs. Game and staff members and everything else. And, you know, I think a lot of people are held back by their own inhibitions. Oh, well, they wouldn't be interested in my little project, my little school project, or, you know, they'd probably never talk to me. And that fear of either failing or, you know, or not getting someone's attention or something like that, that's held a lot of people back from doing a lot of really cool things. So sometimes you just need to get started and people join you along the way.
Yeah.
Plus it's for school, so she'll get a grade on it.
And to add to that, I think that, I mean, when you start doing something the first time, it's difficult, right? But when you keep on doing it kind of becomes routine. So after a while, it's just easy for you, and you kind of fall into it, and you will start to see the benefits of it pretty quickly. Like when I started my podcast, like way back, I just sent out emails to people and said like, I'm gonna do this, and people said yes. And like I was kind of surprised of the names that I got on there, and I was surprised when I got Mob on there as well. I mean, I every time I've done an episode of my podcast, I've been surprised of the people that I've been able to talk to and the connections that I've made. And the connections I've made are extremely valuable to me right now. The ability to be able to go to them and ask questions about the services, the fact that I know about the services like really well at the moment really helps me. In the fact when my clients come to me, when I have brainstorming meetings, I can talk about these like I know about them because I do know about them. Like every time you have a conversation with someone, that's a networking opportunity. And I use my podcast to network. I use my podcast to get my name out there. I use the podcast. I mean, everything I do is marketing. Sitting here right now, to me, is marketing. And so yeah, I just think that people should do more cool things because it's fun and it helps you stand out as well. So yeah.
Yeah, it gives us content to talk about too. So do cool things, and we'll talk about it on the podcast. Or if you have a really cool idea, come to us, and we'll help at least vet you. All right. So that was it for the Twitch section, right?
Yeah, that was pretty much everything that happened. That was like.
Yeah, this is a long list. There is a lot of news here.
It's almost.
So what's the next one?
So let's talk about Discord, because Discord rolled out a bunch of stuff. Do you guys use Discord on a daily basis?
Yes.
I use it every day.
You kind of have to now, right? I mean, ever since the friends list came out, a lot of people ditch Skype.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the best way to get a hold of people. Like, I can find people the most often on Discord. So, it's part of our reality now. There's no escaping it.
Yeah, they really took over like a whole. I mean, they were so focused on Twitch, and I think that really helped them. I mean, they had that specific target audience, and they hit it like right away, and they kind of went directly for having these kind of partnerships with streamers. Again, really smart marketing, extremely smart.
They went straight for the.
Or?
What do you mean?
Well, there is a lot of paid partnerships, but
yeah.
Honestly, a lot of people would use it no matter what. Like, if they didn't get any Discord swag or hoodies or any of that stuff, they'd still be using it.
Sure.
It's just kind of like icing on top, and that's the great kind of partnership, right? Where you're not forcing them into something that they really probably wouldn't have done otherwise. Just giving them a little bit of something extra bonus. That's the good kind of partnerships, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's just easy to use. The only thing I don't like is I can't like organize my channels that I'm in, like click and drag if I want like certain one to be up top instead of it going in ABC.
Oh no, I still have complaints. One of my complaints is the fact that I don't have a good way of managing this many groups. I have like 40 groups, and there's no way to like search your groups.
Many, dude. I'm on like
I don't know how many I have. I have to scroll forever, like because the friends thing is at the top, and then I have to scroll down to StreamerSpace, which starts with an S, and so I'm scrolling pages and pages and pages, and there's no way to like search. There's no way
what do you do if you don't you're not like super active in Discord? Like, I feel like it's rude to leave because you were like invited by the person, you know?
Oh yeah.
Well, a lot of my groups are just because I was a subscriber in the channel, and it's the connections thing. And I don't know, I see the same people a lot in all of my various groups. It's funny sometimes when someone goes to add me as a friend and it shows you the number of groups that you have in common with someone else. I saw one that was like as high as 20 the other day.
Damn.
It's like you share
That's
20
crazy.
groups with this person. So yeah, it's a lot. It's like, you know, I'm not
You
the
mentioned
only
the friends
one.
mode. That's new. That came out recently, last Friday, I believe. What do you think of it?
Do you mean the streamer mode or friends mode?
The friends mode, like the friends list.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Sorry, I'm jumping around a little bit.
Yeah, well, friends list is great. Obviously, we still need the ability to do group calls. We still need video. We still need. Can you do one-on-one calls yet?
No.
Or is that
Well,
that's a coming soon thing?
So the friends list, like I was up when it launched. It was like late at night, and it took me and a buddy like 5 minutes to figure out how to add someone, because you can't just go to add friend and type in like Moblord or like Daniel. You have to get their Discord tag number, which is underneath.
It kind of works off of that.
Yeah.
It kind of works off that Blizzard system because it requires the number, kind of like a privacy thing. That also
Actually,
helps. It helps with duplicate usernames too.
I actually discovered that you don't need that number. You can just enter the email address. So I signed up with my email address, specifically podcast at livespace.se,
Yeah.
if people want to add me and shit. So I just give that out, and people can add me that way. It's really easy, simple. Yeah.
Well,
But
I
then
mean
it's
that
like,
works
what's the point
too,
of
but
the
I don't know
channels?
everybody's. I don't know everybody's email address.
No,
So
true.
sometimes
What's the
that
point of the
wouldn't-
channels if like you're friends? Because I've seen people who have left every single one of their Discord channels and just only use friends lists to chat.
And that's valid, right? But having chats that are separated by topic is still useful too.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's great. I mean, just things like
I mean, I wish I had some of the Slack options. Honestly, my gold standard for the tech side of things is Slack because of the integrations, the ability to do searching, the ability to pin stuff, you know, the deep modular controls on everything. They still have a long ways to go if they're trying to aim for that. Now, I'm not sure if they necessarily are aiming for that. I think maybe they're erring on the side of simplicity for a reason, and maybe it's good, but there's certain things that I kind of hope that there's like advanced mode or something that I could turn on later that give me some of these things.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, so Jason in chat said, but if the friend is in the same server as you, you can just click their name in the user list and send friend requests, which I understand that, but it's like, if I'm going to do that, I'm just going to send them a message and not even like friend request them, you know? I feel like it's just like extra steps that...
Well, some people, I think, have
Lazy.
changed their privacy to not accept messages from people who aren't friends, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
people would get like random messages from, you know, I guess if you're in the same Discord.
right, kind of like the idea of like on Twitch where you need to be following someone to get your whisper through. So if more people do that, it'll sort of force us to make a longer friends list. But anyways, so streamer mode was like on top of all of those other recent things.
Yeah.
Streamer mode being automatic, I think that's the nice part where it turns off those sound effects and notifications, which is something that always bugs me. If I'm going into a channel and I hear the TeamSpeak beeps, or if I hear the Discord beeps or the notifications or whatever, that's just annoying. Someone hasn't remembered to turn those off for the purpose of the stream. I always hated that. So having something that automatically recognizes OBS and XSplit, but it doesn't recognize Infiniscene, I'm sure. Infiniscene is what we're using now, but hopefully they'll support more things in the future.
Yeah, so the 3 takeaways was hide your account info, disable SFX noises, sound effects noises, notifications like you said, and then automatically turn on with OBS and XSplit. Has anyone tried using this? Because, I mean, I don't stream, so...
I mean, you can click the test button and see what it looks like. I mean, you're not really hiding that much account info. Like, really all there is that your name and those unique, 4-digit code thing. It hides that in the various places, which is nice. But if someone did get it and all they could really do with that, they couldn't get your IP address or anything like that. All they could really do is add you as a friend or try to. So, I mean, it's nice, but it's like a even better bonus feature on top of what Skype would do, because of in the past Skype coughing up IP addresses and that kind of thing was a lot more damaging than just someone trying to add you as a friend.
I agree. No one uses Skype anymore.
I mean, Skype is never going to go away, right? Skype is like installed automatically with Windows 10 blank installations, I think, in those updates. Skype is not going away. Skype Business is a thing now. It replaces some of the other older meeting features that were included in the Office 365 or, that suite of things. Skype is not going away. There's no way that Skype disappears. It'll be around as long as Windows is around. But for gamers specifically, this is a little bit more customized to your needs.
Yeah.
Yep. And then speaking of gamer stuff, they also made a overlay feature. So now you can just go into Discord in-game instead of having to, have it on a different monitor or Alt-Tab, which could ruin the game depending on what you're playing. I thought that was a pretty cool feature. Again, I haven't used this yet, or have ever, or might intend to use it, but I like how they're like catering more towards like streamers. Like it's cool, like with this safe streamer mode and this. Like I think those are cool, two cool new features that people can use and be good and not have to worry about anything.
Yep, they're good advancements. You really can't say rip Skype, I guess, completely until you have the group calling and the video stuff. So once those things come, and honestly, they might be available in Slack first. I know that I've mentioned Slack already, but Slack is also releasing calling ability built in, video stuff built in, screen sharing built in. It's coming along too, and I think that there's a market for both. One of them is a little bit more high-end and customizable, and one of them is more easily accessible by everybody. So there'll still be a market for both, even once they both get all these features. But it is interesting.
Yeah, Slack is so like specific more for companies and work groups more so than like the Discord has kind of become for gamers. And I think again it speaks to the way that Discord was able to kind of find a little market really fast as well. And from that, again, if we're gonna bring this back to our streamers to take away from this, like the more defined target audience you have, the better. It doesn't mean you kick everyone who isn't in the target audience away. It just means that it's easier for you to find people. It's easier for you to market your things. It's easier for you to brand your things. Like understanding yourself and having a target audience will actually make your channel better. I know so. This is not what I think. This is not what I believe. I know it will.
Yep, and everybody used to be on TeamSpeak, and that was kind of a thing. It was probably Ventrilo before that, and something else before that. But it used to be, which TeamSpeak server are we going to hang out on tonight, guys? And now it's kind of all built into one client. You don't have to worry about who's paying for it and how we're going to maybe raise the bill together, like who's going to chip in and donate for my TeamSpeak server, guys, and that kind of thing. So I'm kind of glad that we're centralizing. It's free, it's high quality. Hopefully it'll always be free, but who knows. But
do you think
for now it's good.
Do you think they'll go subscription-based tier service in the future?
They've promised not to put a price tag on certain things. They've laid out a pricing scheme where they've talked about, here's how we want to make the money. It's from selling custom avatars that you use and custom this and custom that, but the core features they claim will always be free. My concern would be, let's say they go out of business, they run out of funds, let's say they're bought out by another company, etc. There's still ways that we, not all these clients or services or businesses last long term. There's that, but for now this is what's good. And
would you pay for
it's one of those kinds of things. Would I pay for Discord?
Yes.
No, because I don't pay for any of the replacements that I would have for Discord. And I think that a lot of people realize that. I think that a lot of people realize that there's money to be made here, but that money can't come from certain types of models, I don't think, because of how many free replacements there are. I mean, you raise the price too much, and people are just going to install their own Mumble servers and run their own configurations and be just fine. So,
Or go back to Skype.
or Skype, or Google Hangouts, or any number of. There's actually a few other ones that have sprung up for the gaming scene specifically that even look a little bit like Discord. There's actually a couple competitors now coming along that seem to be aimed at Discord specifically. So it's interesting that they've come from being the underdog to now having underdogs underneath them. But it's kind of a true winner story, I think.
All right. And then just to wrap it up, this is something that I found just browsing Twitter one night. Hassan from Twitch asked the community, what features would both partners and non-partners benefit from on Twitch? And I thought some of the responses would be, were from bigger broadcasters, smaller broadcasters. I thought they were all good. There wasn't one that I thought was bad. We highlighted it on the website. The responses, I'll post that in chat if you want to take a look.
Yeah, I think a lot of things are really cool, and the fact that some of them are kind of on the list at least, again, is really cool. I think that anytime you get this type of user feedback, it's great. Any type of data that is driven by people and not just by statistics is, again, awesome to have. I've been looking at a lot of these things that and kind of how can I mimic, how can I use this in the future for like making branding things instead of that already now, because I want to be I don't want to try to catch up like when this goes live, and any of these features goes live. I don't want to sit there and be like, what can I do now to make this work, right? I want to sit right now and be like, okay, I see this is happening, maybe, probably, and I want to get to the core of like, how can I make this the best thing for specific streamers, and even if it doesn't happen, I want to create something that streamers can use anyway that is similar to it. So yeah, and I think I love to see these type of things. I wish there were a lot more of it, so I could steal ideas and start thinking already now.
Yeah, I thought the responses were awesome.
So the main place that I should plug here is that we have a user voice. We have a place where people go and they submit their cool ideas, a little bit like in this format here where they were pitching things to Hassan. I'll put the link in chat, but I think it's just twitch.uservoice.com, and you can see a long history of since they launched the feature, what all has been submitted, and some of them have official staff responses, and you can see the votes that have been happening on those to kind of get a sense of what's the highest requested features. So I would definitely recommend checking that out, and I'll put that link here in chat.
One thing I want to talk about today that I think me and Mao kind of got into over Twitter earlier was the Instagram change. Just like a quick last thing, because they are changing. They're now introducing a algorithm, so you're gonna get most related posts to you in the feed, and I love it. I think it's gonna be amazing. Mob didn't think so. If I understood it right, did I understand it right?
That's not what I said. Actually, what I said was that the overwhelming number of responses that I heard, both from big and small, was that people did not like it. People did not want to be in another situation, because this has happened before, right? This is something that happened first on Facebook, right? And then we went through a cycle on Twitter, and now we're going through a cycle on Instagram. And so I'll let you continue, but this is not the first time that algorithm-based feeds have been suggested or adopted by some of these social media sites. Go on.
Yeah, and I think people need to start understanding that Instagram is owned by Facebook, first of all. So the fact that they haven't had an algorithm yet is kind of strange. The fact that they're getting one isn't strange. The fact that people are upset over it is kind of weird, because nothing is going away. Like, there's gonna be your content, if it's relatable to people, it's gonna be seen. It's gonna be better for everyone who's posts. It's not gonna be worse. It's gonna be a lot better because your content is actually gonna be seen by people. And if they scroll down 4, 5, 6 posts, they're gonna get back to the chronological thing. So nothing is really changing. It's just getting better. That's the only thing that's happening. It's just getting better. And I think those people that are upset just hear algorithm and be like, no, I don't want that. I don't want Facebook. But you kind of do want Facebook. You kind of want to have content that is for you. Like, you don't care about other content. So I mean, it will be a lot better for a lot of people that are doing good content right now. And I know a lot of streamers out there that do really good content, that get a lot of likes and comments. So they will be seen by even more people. So yeah, again, I think it's great. I have nothing bad to say about it.
Let me play devil's advocate for a minute here. So the thing that I think scares the most people is I'm going to post content, but there's a chance that nobody will see my content because the algorithms, such as they are, might decide that my post is the least important of all the things that are also being posted at this time, and it won't be seen and it won't pick up traffic, and I'll have posted things that will go completely unnoticed. So because of that mindset, a lot of people have been encouraging people on Instagram to subscribe to push alerts for notifications. So like if you go to Instagram right now, if you're subscribed to a bunch of people, you will see nothing but images of people saying, hit this little notification thing and sign up for the push notifications. And now everybody's going to get all these stupid push notifications on their phone every time anything is posted by those people. So I hope they are aware of what they're signing up for when they do sign up. But that's the only way that these content producers can basically guarantee that they're not going to lose the eyeballs of people, and so they're all clamoring that you turn on notifications. And I don't think that that's necessary. Now, I do think that there is something to be said for the fact that if you're subscribed to too many things and you're seeing so much content that you can't keep up with it as far as scrolling through a normal timeline the normal way, then maybe that's on the end user to not be subscribed to so many people or whatever, that this is even something that is deemed necessary to do. So you can make that argument. Another argument you could make is, if it wasn't broke, why would you change it? Like, everybody understood what the system was before. Everybody kind of knew certain times where things would get active and other times they wouldn't. They can study the patterns. They can release for the best success. There's a game to it, but you can kind of play the game. Now the game has been taken totally out of your hands and put in the hands of an algorithm, and so it's unknown. You don't know what you're gonna if what you're gonna post is gonna take off or not take off, or be seen or not seen. It's an unknown, and you're right. Every time that you change something into an unknown from a known thing, then it's going to freak everyone out. So there's the other side of the coin.
So I think Riga Roga brought up a good point in chat about Facebook, and yeah, I mean, on Facebook you have to kind of pay to get kind of things going, but the thing about Facebook and doing that type of marketing is that you kind of have to know a lot more than just pay for it. So I get it. No, it's kind of like, okay, I pay for it, and now I need to think about the strategy here. It's just not about paying and then you get it. Like, you actually have to sit down and think about, like, okay, who do I want to reach? When do I want to reach them? And when you actually start thinking about when, how, where, etc., all the things at once, you will start seeing that, okay, paying for it will actually help you because you will actually reach those people that should get the information. And I know that you want it for free, and that's fine. I understand you want to get everyone to see it at once. Again, fine, but that's not Facebook. So if you don't want to do that, don't be on Facebook. Don't go there even. Like, but the fact that the platform is like that right now just means that you should use it that way, and don't try to fight that. Just be a part of it, and and the same thing is gonna happen on Instagram, right? People are gonna try different things, and we're gonna see really cool new things. And the fact is that they have to compete with Snapchat at the moment. Snapchat is taking over a whole lot more than Instagram at the moment. Instagram is still really big, but Snapchat is right up there, right? So they need to compete with that, and how to compete with that? Well, this is might be something in the right direction. Who knows?
I think there's a danger anytime where you try to pull a large shift like this. I mean, there's always a risk for the brand that's making the big shift, because sometimes your users really can revolt. And I'm not sure if we're at the point of revolt for this, but I always have memories, and the example that I always use is the dig.com revolt that happened. I guess that's been about 5 or 6 years ago now. I can't remember exactly. But basically they released a new version of the site, and they changed a whole bunch of things all at one time. And the things that they changed seemed to indicate to the users that the brands were more important than the end users themselves. They were given priority to brands over individual users. And the users said, you know what, the strength is with us. Without us, you are nothing. Without us, it doesn't matter what you say. We have the choice to go pick another platform. And kind of en masse, everybody left dig.com and went to Reddit. And dig went from like hundreds of millions of dollars valuation to like, I don't know, it was eventually sold for like pennies on the dollar to another company. It's still around, but it doesn't have the user base. And I don't think it'll ever get that user base back again. The users resisted the change. And part of it was because there was too many changes all at one time. So I guess that should be a warning to some social media companies. It can happen. It has happened.
Yeah, it has happened. That's true. That's true. But I don't think Instagram is doing that. I don't think Facebook is doing that. I don't think Twitter is doing that either. They learn from those type of things, and they're kind of pushing things out slow, seeing what works and seeing what doesn't work, etc. I know Facebook doing a lot of cool things when it comes to their algorithms. It kind of changes pretty often, so it's kind of a guessing game sometimes how to get your content out there, which isn't fun if you don't want to spend time on it, but it is fun if you want to spend time on it. And to respond to Riga Roga, I'm I guess on Wednesday I'm going to have a lecture here in Sweden locally on marketing and social media. Like I prepared like 12 pages of things, right? So I'll probably write an article about it, specifically how to use Facebook for Twitch streamers, and I think I've done it in the past, but I want to get really down to it and really like really get nerdy with it. So
well, some of the negatives that I've heard about Facebook and Twitch is that people don't want to necessarily reveal their full names and personal information, which is not something that the page owner has to do, because the page owner can create a new page for that identity, but the individual users who sign up or interact will be most likely using a personal account and giving up their full name and information. And so for that reason, I think Twitter has been a lot more popular in recent days and months than Facebook. I think that's a part of why Twitter has been a more popular choice. I do think that there is value in Facebook and Facebook marketing if you know how to do it, but I think the number one source of social media with Twitch streamers has got to be Twitter, right?
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I think
100%.
that's true, but let's look at the big picture. Twitter isn't the biggest. It's far from the biggest at the moment. They are struggling right now. They are really struggling.
Well, they're struggling to make money.
No,
they've kind of reached the
no.
cap. They're struggling because they've reached the cap of the number of users that they can even bring into the service. They've hit their peak in number of users. Now they've got to figure out how to monetize better the users that they have.
Partly true, but they're also struggling in the fact that they don't have the engagement that other social media has. Like if someone with 5,000 followers on Instagram posts a picture, they get comments and likes, tons of likes, tons of comments, but comments and tons of likes. Do the same thing on Twitter, you might get like couple of likes with the same amount of followers. So the scale is different on Twitter, and that's what they're struggling with right now. How are they gonna get more engagement? Because if we talk about engagement, they're also far behind. But I think it's also true what you say.
I mean, there's a lot of factors to that too. I mean, the average Twitter person probably posts a lot more tweets than they would pictures, I'm guessing. If they had posted nothing but pictures on Twitter and nothing but the images on Instagram, I wonder if that would level out a little bit. I know there's probably a lot of factors there, but maybe average traffic isn't as busy on Instagram, and so you have more time to carefully inspect an individual post, possibly. I don't know.
It's also highly visual, right? We are visual people, so when you see a picture, you see a picture. When you see a text, you see, okay, that's text, but you don't really care about it. Image is easy to see. And I think, again, I'm talking...
Well, something I've talked about in the past, because I looked it up, how much more likely you were to get interaction and shares and whatnot on your Twitter posts for your going live messages if you include either a GIF or an image versus just the text, I'm going live in the link. How much more interaction you can drive, 4 times more, 5 times more.
Yeah, and again, I'm going to talk about this Riga Roca guy. He's pretty cool. I like his style. I really like his style. I mean, again, he writes this: the long lesson is not to rely on walled garden. It's just a tool, and don't make it essential to your tool chain, which is true about everything, even about the Twitch, right? If you don't build something more than just that, if that ever goes away, well, then you go away as well. So, think about all these type of things, and also he also writes, yeah. I mean, I want to talk to you. I want to bring this guy on here sometime for sure. I want to talk to him sometime. I'm gonna try to message him. This I learned right now.
Have a podcast.
Yeah, I will do that.
He's a good guy. I know him. All right. So actually, we're well over time here today, but I think we got into that one a little bit. We could probably talk about that one a whole hour by itself.
Yeah, true.
I agree.
All right,
just one last thing.
We should probably wrap it up.
Yeah, the giveaways for the website for the 1 year anniversary that we were doing with like a Steel series. It ends 3 a.m. PST. No, 3 a.m. EST. So I'm gonna put the
nobody enter that. Nobody needs to enter that because I've got my name in there on a couple, and you don't need it. So why would you do that?
Dude, I'm like blown away by how many entries we got. It's just like wow. So
you don't show the entries publicly on this one. No, you want to say how many entries? Okay,
no, but it's
a few. It's a decent amount.
It's more than I ever imagined. So thank you everybody. Hopefully people win some cool stuff, which they will. A chat explodes with the giveaway. No one talks about anything, and then the giveaway, everyone's happy. No, but yeah, dude, thank you for everyone who entered, and I just want to put it out there because there's only like 3 days left, and then my mentions won't be wrecked anymore, so I'm excited.
I think that's it, right?
Yeah, mentions are good though.
Yeah, I know, but still, it's just like sometimes it's just like a wall. I'm like, I have to sift through it.
I think you can mute individual posts if it's the same thing.
Really?
Yeah. Well, in TweetDeck. Oh, you don't use TweetDeck. You use okay. TweetDeck is partially superior, but it doesn't have Facebook stuff.
I know, that's what kills me. I need the Facebook because it's so much easier. Can I mute?
Anyways, we can talk about that later. We probably should wrap it up. Thank you everybody for attending. I'm glad the technology worked this time.
Yeah.
I know, dude. I'm so happy that there wasn't.
I mean,
any issues.
do we luck out or what?
I'm just happy that it didn't stress you out because I know the last few times it's been kind of a pain, and I'm like,
when stuff doesn't work like, when stuff doesn't work like it's supposed to, you just feel kind of helpless.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Well, I hope you all have a great Monday night. I guess we'll do this again week after next.
Let's do it. I'm excited to be back talking to you guys. I missed everybody.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
All right. See y'all.